Welcome to Basketball U. If you're new to Basketball U, make sure you slam dunk that subscribe button. And just to make sure you don't miss a thing, make sure you tap that notification bell right after you hit that subscribe button. Basketball U. I see you found your way in here again. Welcome back. Good to see you. There's a thumbs up button located right over there. We would like you to hit that to keep the party going over here at Basketball U. Today, we have a Philadelphia native, McDonald's All-American, USA Today High School Player of the Year, NBA All-Star, and most important of all, an NBA champion who took down the reigning three-peat champions, the Los Angeles Lakers, with Shaq and Kobe. Basketball U family, we present to you Rasheed Wallace. Wallace was born and raised as the youngest of three sons of a single mother household in the inner city neighborhood of Germantown in Philadelphia. His mother, Jackie Wallace, worked in the Pennsylvania Department of Welfare to raise him and his brothers Malcolm and Muhammad. Wallace began his basketball career while attending Simon Gratz High School. He was named USA Today's High School Player of the Year after his senior season and was selected First Team All-America by Basketball Times. Wallace was also a two-time Parade All-American first teamer. Despite playing just 19 minutes per game, Wallace averaged 16 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 blocks his senior year. In addition to basketball, Wallace also played baseball and ran track and high jumped as a teenager. He played in the Round Ball Classic, scoring 30 points in a losing effort. Wallace, along with Randy Livingston and Jerry Stackhouse, were considered the top 3 players in the 1993 class. University of North Carolina coach Dean Smith recruited Wallace to Chapel Hill, North Carolina for his college years. Smith was a revered mentor both to Wallace and Wallace's eventual Detroit coach, Larry Brown. Wallace has indicated that his North Carolina bond with Brown helped him adjust quickly to the Pistons system. During his brief time at North Carolina, Wallace had success in the national spotlight. He was named a second-team All-American by the AP his second year at UNC. Wallace and fellow future NBA player Jerry Stackhouse helped lead the Tar Heels to the NCAA Final Four in 1995. He left North Carolina to enter the 1995 NBA draft after his sophomore season, being selected with the 4th pick overall by the Washington Bullets. As a rookie with the Bullets, Wallace played in 65 games, of which he started 51 for the injured Chris Webber. Wallace was selected to the rookie team for the All-Star weekend. Late that year, he fractured his left thumb during the game against Orlando and did not return until the following season. Wallace scored 655 points and played 1,788 minutes during his rookie season in Washington. After the season, Wallace was traded to the Portland Trail Blazers along with Mitchell Butler in exchange for Rod Strickland and Harvey Grant. This move proved beneficial for both sides. Strickland averaged 17.2 points per game and 8.9 assists after the trade, helping the Bullets make the playoffs in 1997 for the first time in 8 seasons, and up those stats to 17.8 points per game and a league-leading 10.5 assists the following year. Meanwhile, Wallace ranked 3rd in the league in field goal percentage. However, just as his season was gaining momentum, Wallace again broke his left thumb and was forced to miss the next month of the season. But he returned in time for a strong performance in the first-round playoff series against the Los Angeles Lakers, which the Trailblazers lost. Next season, he signed a long-term contract to stay with the Trailblazers. He began extending himself into the community more than ever, most notably with his Rasheed Wallace Foundation. But his career suffered from numerous missteps on and off the court. He set an NBA record with 38 technical fouls for the season. However, he would be 5th in the league in field goal percentage. The following year, he broke his own record with 40 technicals. Wallace was also suspended by the NBA for 7 games for threatening then referee Tim Donaghy on an arena loading dock after a home game in 2003. That was the game's longest suspension for an offense that did not involve violence or substance abuse. Wallace was named an All-Star in 2000 and 2001 and led the Trailblazers to the Western Conference Finals in 1999 and 2000, losing to the San Antonio Spurs and the Los Angeles Lakers, respectively. Both teams would go on to win the NBA Finals. The 2000 series against the Lakers was the most noted for the one-sided officiating in favor of the Lakers, leading to the Blazers squandering a 15-point lead going into the fourth quarter of Game 7. On February 9, 2004, Wallace was traded to the Atlanta Hawks along with Wesley Person for Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Theo Ratliff, and Dan Dickau. Wallace played only one game for the Hawks, scoring 20 points through 3 quarters. He also had 6 rebounds, 5 blocks, 2 assists, and a steal in a close loss on the road against the New Jersey Nets. Though he did not score in the fourth quarter, Wallace was again traded in a deal that saw him go from the Hawks along with guard Mike James from the Celtics to the Pistons. In turn, Detroit sent guards Chucky Atkins, Lindsey Hunter, and a first-round pick to Boston and guard Bob Sura, center Zeljko Rabracha, and a first-round pick to Atlanta. Boston also sent forward Chris Mills to Atlanta to complete the deal. On February 23, 2004, in his first road game with the Pistons, Wallace recorded 10 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 blocks in a 76-66 win over the Philadelphia 76ers. After falling behind against the Indiana Pacers in the 2004 Eastern Conference Finals, he stated boldly in an interview that we will win Game 2, a promise he helped fulfill. In Game 4 of the 2004 NBA Finals, Wallace recorded 26 points, 13 rebounds, and 2 assists in an 88-80 win over the Los Angeles Lakers. The Detroit Pistons was up 3-1 in that occasion. Wallace helped the Pistons win an unexpected NBA title, beating the heavily favored Lakers 4-1. After the championship season, he paid for a replica WWE World Heavyweight Championship belts to be made for each of his teammates and presented them as gifts when the 2004-2005 season started. In the off-season following the Pistons championship win, Wallace signed a 5-year, $57 million contract to remain with Detroit. He also changed the number of his jersey from 30 to 36. Throughout the 2004-05 season, Wallace often carried the belt into his locker before games to inspire the Pistons' title defense. He had several notable moments in the playoffs. After the second-round elimination of the Pacers, Wallace played his best series of the postseason in the Eastern Conference Finals against the top-seeded Miami Heat. After falling behind again, he again guaranteed success. He shot a 50% field goal percentage and averaged 14.5 points per game in a series of 7 games, and saved his hottest shooting night to help the Pistons beat the Heat 88-82 in Game 7 on the road in Miami. Against the San Antonio Spurs in the NBA Finals, Wallace was criticized for leaving Robert Horry open for the game-winning three-pointer in Game 5. Wallace's defense and clutch shooting helped the Pistons to split the series 3-3, but in the final game, the Pistons lost 81-74. In the 2005-06 season, he helped lead them to a 64-win, 18-loss record and the top seed in the Eastern Conference for the playoffs. The Pistons beat the Milwaukee Bucks 4-1 in the first round and then beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 4-3 in the second round of the playoffs. In the Eastern Conference Finals, the Pistons played the Heat in a rematch of the previous year's conference finals. The Pistons lost in 6 games to the Miami Heat, who went on to capture their first NBA title. In March 26, 2007, in a game against the Denver Nuggets, Wallace threw up a 60-foot shot off a stolen inbound pass with 1.5 seconds remaining and banked it in from just behind half court to force overtime, letting out a huge roar from what was left of the Palace crowd. The Pistons went on to win the game 113-109. On June 2nd, 2007, Wallace fouled out of Game 6 on the Eastern Conference Finals after committing a foul on LeBron James and then received 2 technical fouls, resulting in an automatic ejection for arguing with a referee. Prior to the 2007-08 NBA season, the Pistons would not re-sign Chris Webber and putting Antonio McDyess as a starting power forward put Wallace at center. On February 10, 2008, it was announced that Wallace would be replacing Boston Celtics injured forward Kevin Garnett in the 2008 All-Star Game in New Orleans. The decision was made by NBA Commissioner David Stern. This was Wallace's 4th All-Star appearance. In the 2008 Eastern Conference Finals, the Pistons played Garnett and the Celtics. This marked the 6th consecutive time that the Pistons had made it to this point, and 5 times they had gotten there with Wallace in the lineup. Still, Detroit lost a 3rd consecutive year in the conference finals, losing to Boston 4-2 as Wallace contributed his poor gameplay along with Tyshawn Prince led the team into demise. After the game, Wallace reportedly told reporters without taking any questions, "It's over, man," perhaps indicating that Pistons general manager Joe DeMars would break up the core of the team following the defeat. He changed his number from 36 back to his original 30, perhaps to change his and the team's fortunes. But sure enough, DeMars did indeed break up the core. At the beginning of the 2008-09 season, DeMars traded longtime starting point guard and 2004 Finals MVP Chauncey Billups to Denver. It was to be Wallace's last year with the team after the season came to a close. Wallace and the Pistons decided to part ways. Wallace signed a 3-year contract with the Boston Celtics in July 8, 2009. During the regular season, Wallace struggled, averaging career lows in points per game and rebounds per game. Also, he shot 28% on three-pointers and 40% from the field. The Celtics reached the NBA Finals in 2010, but lost the series to the Los Angeles Lakers 4-3. In Game 6 of the Finals, the Celtics starting center Kendrick Perkins injured his right knee, so Wallace started Game 7. Wallace scored 11 points and was 5 of 11 from the field in the loss. Wallace's agent, Bill Strickland, announced on June 25, 2010 that Wallace would likely retire from the NBA, which was made official on August 10th, following the buyout of his contract by the Celtics. On October 3, 2012, Wallace came out of retirement and signed with the New York Knicks. On February 27, 2013, Wallace announced that he had a broken left foot and was expected to miss 8 weeks. He was scheduled for surgery. He returned for a final game in April 15, 2013, playing 3 minutes off the bench. On April 17, 2013, after a short return, Wallace announced his second retirement. On July 2013, Wallace joined the Detroit Pistons staff as an assistant coach after signing a 2-year contract with the team. He worked for the Pistons in the 2013-14 season, but was not rehired to the staff of new coach Stan Van Gundy following that season. Wallace has been one of the biggest voices and helping hands in the Flint water crisis. He was personally delivered water door to door in Flint since the summer of 2016 and wrote a letter in the Players Tribune to raise awareness. He also appeared on the television show Area 21 to talk about the crisis. This is one of the biggest attributes we feel role players bring to the world as they understand their role to help and provide a skill or service for the success of everyone. Another great player fulfilling his role. Thank you, Mr. Wallace. This is Basketball U. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, follow all of our social medias right there in the description to keep yourself up to date, as this channel will have a lot of basketball, a lot of players, and a lot of training and more information on how to play the game of basketball. Remember, someone's always working. Are you?